Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This is Swiss. Today we are doing another video on Hyperfy.io, a platform that I have teased a couple of days ago with a very short intro video, and today I'm going to go into a little bit more detail as promised. Now let me quickly rise into the air so we have a bit of a overview of what we are looking at here. So this is the new SWISSVERSE HQ. I think we are coming to a state where I'm pretty happy with it. We are currently building out some additional properties around the HQ, but today I really want to show you some of the technicalities of the platform and what I really love about it and why I'm happy to have found it. And I must tell you, as soon as I have logged into this world, I understood that this is exactly what I was looking for. I've been in the metaverse development space for about 2.5 years now, and while I'm not a developer or a designer, I have learned a lot in this process, and I can do a lot of things myself already. I understand a lot of the technology behind it. So I think I'm a good judge of a platform that is ready for maybe not mass adoption, but at least for people who are not devs. My biggest issue in the metaverse to date is and I wish I could say I was, but it still is the case that most of the tools are built for developers. It's playground for people who are technical. Now, I think a lot of people who enjoy the metaverse and just, the whole Web3 space are somewhat technical in nature or are at least capable of learning things. And I think that's awesome. And I think that's exactly the audience I'm talking to. But the thing is, most of us are not actual developers and we are not willing to sit down and learn a programming language or dig deep into metaverse technology in general. So we are looking for tools where we can plug and play, where we can, understand some of the tech behind it, maybe connect modules together, maybe even outsource some design work to friends and community members who are pros at that, but we are not developers. And I think for the first time since I've joined this space, I have found a platform that is simple and thought through enough where I can say, okay, this is really getting close to what I would like to see. And now you're probably curious, why am I so enthusiastic about it? And by the way, we are now in world and we are in the edit mode, and I can use the tab button just to tab into the edit mode because I do hold the NFT here. Actually, this particular account is a collaborator account, so I do not hold the NFT in this account. So you can assign other people to access and work on your world, and I think that's awesome that you have that right out of the gate. If you want to get one of these worlds, you can go to hyperfy.io and still mint one of these worlds, and it will be delivered to you as an NFT into your wallet, and then you can actually log in into that metaverse. Now, maybe right off the bat, the Hyperfy world is an isolated world, so it is not part of a larger map like Decentraland is, for example, where you will not bump into other people running through this world. This is an isolated world specifically reserved to you. Unless you invite people via the link, they will not be able to find this world unless you are also something that you can explore on the homepage. Then people occasionally pop in to check out what you did here. But otherwise, this is your place, this is your playground, and this is exactly what I was looking for, because a lot of the times you do want to have the freedom and the peace of mind working on your world without other people popping in, commenting, exploring, sniffing out ideas and so forth. And so I think, like, just the fact that this is isolated make me love it even more. Of course, there is worlds like On Cyber, and Decentraland has also now published Decentraland Worlds, like a similar tool which allows you to create isolated experiences. And I think it's an absolute must, especially with maybe businesses and corporations getting into the metaverse. You do need to have the ability to have some autonomy and not being, victim to a wild west mentality of a, let's say, Decentraland metaverse where people can just pop into your scene and do whatever they want even during an event. And yeah, in any case, I'm digressing. Let's look at some of the functionality which made me really excited about this. First of all, the avatar that you're looking at is a VRM avatar that I just drag and dropped in here. Now let me quickly try to do this again. I'm just gonna take an avatar, drag it in here, And as you can see, it immediately recognizes it. It is quite a heavy avatar, so it's not optimized for this platform at all. So it doesn't really like it in terms of performance, but it does work and I can equip it right away. And within seconds, you have your identity available for you to play in the world. And I think I haven't seen anything comparable in the space until today. I think for the first time I've seen this functionality with Webverse, but it wasn't as smooth as it is here. And the same is true for other objects. I mean, I can just add any kind of objects that you see here directly via drag and drop into the screen. Let me take another object and let's go outside for that purpose real quick. Let me drag that TV back screen object into the world, and as you can see, immediately after dragging and dropping it into the scene, it is available for me to place. And it's as simple as that. It's easy to move, easy to position. You can scale it in size. And what's really cool, you can immediately add a collider to it. So you don't need to actually create a separate collider in Blender. You actually have it available here right from the get-go. I think this is one of the most amazing features. I wasn't aware that this technology is already available for consumption, but it is. And this was like, okay, I can import my VRM into the platform and I can add colliders to models without any hassle. Like, I was sold at that point. But this is not even the start. When I started opening up that edit menu, and let's open it up again, there is an add button here at the bottom, and you can actually see what kind of stuff you can add to the platform here. It's amazing. Like, you can add a screen. We do have a screen in the platform, in the floating platform, and let me quickly double tap to fly up to the platform here. And honestly, like, the fact that we can fly here right out of the box just by activating one setting is amazing. Like, this really just makes the metaverse work for me. Anyways, we are standing here in front of a bigger version of that screen I showed you earlier, and what's going on here precisely is that there is a screen object that you can just simply add right here on top of that GLB object that represents the screen. And what I can do is actually use that little screen share button on the left. And yes, you heard right, there is a screen share button. And for those of you who have been in Decentraland, for example, just sharing the screen required you to mess with code and beg other people to show you how to install a screen on your land. And here I was just able to like drop in a screen in a second, and look at what's gonna happen next. So I've shared this screen on the actual screen in world. I mean, it does look like it's inverted, and maybe I can just turn it around so it does look right. But I can actually have a presentation with friends and team members and watch a video together, and let's see if it actually works. I will tab out into the view mode, and I'm gonna go back to YouTube. I'm gonna launch the
Friends,
video.
this is Swiss. It's been quite some time. Maybe some of you still remember me. I used to create quite a lot of videos around Decentraland.
Now that's what I'm talking about, guys. I think you understand why I'm excited about this. This functionality is available right from the beginning. There is no developing, there is no struggling. Another functionality which really impressed me, and I discovered it really just recently, let me get into the edit mode, are these teleportation functionalities. So for example, this text that is floating in the air is something that I have put into here as an object. There is a add text object, and yes, it's that simple. You can just type in text in the air. That wasn't possible with Decentraland, at least not with additional functionality that you can attach to it. Let me just select one of these objects. I can actually add a trigger, an on-click trigger, and if you click on one of these, you can actually say, hey, teleport me to anchor first. So you can set up these anchors all over the place. You can name them, and then you can teleport to them. And let me show you what the outcome is. I'm gonna click on teleport to studio, boom, and we are in the studio inside the building. I don't need to run, I don't need to do anything. And I can just click, hey, let's go upstairs, boom, and we are upstairs in the Decentraland Memories Hall. How cool is that, guys? I can teleport to the main hall, boom, and we are here. So that's another feature where I was like, okay, in the beginning I couldn't find it, so I wanted to propose to add it, and then I realized it's already there. Okay, let's move on. Just another quick thing here. Something that is not really well developed yet is emotions. Like in Decentraland, people focused a lot on emotions, so you can actually wave and dance and do a lot of different body movements, and they've built a little bit of an ecosystem around that, and I think that's really awesome. That's not currently present here, but what you can do, and it's probably just the beginning, you can actually just type in slash sit, and the avatar is going to execute on a move. So the foundation for any kind of emotions going forward is already set. And now I will not be able to add a whole lot of value here, but if I go into the edit mode once again, there is actually a possibility to add applications to the system. And you can program these applications yourself, but I am not a developer, so I don't know how it works yet. But if you know, you could upload them into the system and use them here. And I think you can expand on any of that functionality that I have shown you. You can expand on this by yourself if you know how to. Now that's the beauty. There is an access point for developers, but it's not in your face. You don't actually see it. All the functionality that I need is actually already present here. And let me show you one more. So here, we have another text object that you can just type up and place wherever you want. And I have placed a music playback functionality behind it. And let me quickly show you. I will select the object, and on click, it's going to play or stop playing. In this case, it's called toggle, a bit of a music file. And let's see if that works. Boom! I don't know if you can hear it on the recording, but I can actually play it and turn off music. And yeah, I mean, for me, this was a huge relief because from my previous experience, this type of basic functionality that you may want to integrate into your little hack um, or your little creation, your little metaverse location is just so easily accessible here. I can play music, I can share screens, I can play back video, I can drag and drop avatars, I can drag and drop furniture pieces and other objects that I design and that are saved as a GLB file. And if you look at my walls, here for example, all of these are NFTs. So I can just, in the edit mode, go to add, and we've looked at a lot of these already, and I'm gonna still cover some of these, but you can just add something from the wallet. And in this wallet I don't have any NFTs, but if you would have any NFTs in your wallet, you can add them directly from here and place them as an object on the wall. And yes, these cool simple frames, they are already part of the system. You can just define them with two parameters, and that's it, guys. No complication. Here, of course, a few variables from Decentraland. Just drop them into the platform, and here they are, slightly scaled up. Yeah, I think a lot of these functions speak just like for themselves. I mean, if you had any previous development experience in the metaverse to date, this stuff is revolutionary to me, because not because it's never been done before, but it's because it's so accessible to the average user. Let me see if I can find something else. So for example, the spawn functionality. You can actually define where you show up when you log into the world. So I can just drop a spawn object, direct it in the correct location, and I will always land here when I log into the world and see the entrance of the building. No development, nothing. Bam, it's here. It's an object, it's easily placed. Yeah, there are tons of other functionality that I will not be able to show you right now because it's just going to make this video an hour long. But something I would like to still include is the weather and the lighting. Maybe we can just see if we can mess around with the sky. I'm selecting the sky object, and look at what I'm doing now. I'm selecting a different daytime. Boom. I love it. It's just available right off the. It's. I love it. You can really spend a couple of hours playing around with some of these objects and see what you can do. I've started to add non NFT images onto the walls into their own frames. And I think there is a lot more to come, guys. Like, I think this platform is just starting out, and I'm really excited to see once developers get onto the platform and start publishing more apps, so we get to experience some more functionality. This is just the, what's available per default. There is no custom work here involved at all. So I think this is as much as I will go now in this introductory session. I think we've covered in more detail what's possible here. I love the platform. I'm curious to see where this will go next. I'm definitely investing time and energy into here because, and this is a topic I would like to include here as a last point in this presentation, because in the end of the day, it depends on how you see the metaverse and what you expect from it. Um, as I said, I've been into this in the space for a couple of years now, and I have certain expectations of what I need for this to work for me. I look at the metaverse first and foremost as an isolated world, a place where I can build an experience and where I can link to that experience. And especially coming from a corporate world, you know that businesses will need to have isolated spaces where they can have their own playground and have the ability to somewhat gatekeep uh, bad actors if they have to. They need to have some sort of control around their brand. So these isolated worlds are probably going to be the future. And then the question is what happens to worlds like Decentraland, let's say, where you have a common map where everyone has the possibility to come and participate in the community without asking permission. And I think it will have a use case. It will be a place where you can discover different metaverses, but I think for businesses, this is the future where you can build your own little worlds, where you can build your own little team around the world without being kind of a victim to circumstances in a shared uh, world. So I'm really excited to see these platforms popping up. I was aware of OnCyber, which is another competitor in the space, and I think they're developing quickly as well. And I think they have a lot of possibilities to develop custom galleries now. But I think there is still quite a lot of gatekeeping there, a lot of quality checking. Um, I think they haven't figured it out to a degree that these guys here at Hyperfy have figured it out. And by the way, if you join the Discord community there, you will find responsive founders and community members who are knowledgeable and who are passionate and who are sharing ideas on how to improve this platform even further. And they help you out. I'm really excited about this, and I think I have covered all of the points here that I wanted to cover. Let me quickly check my list. Yeah, I think we've covered everything, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this was interesting, and feel free to comment if you feel like I haven't explored some of the features that you were interested in, or if I missed some kind of issue that you are aware of. I'm really curious to hear what other people think about this platform, and if you're going to use it, if you're going to mint the world. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, that would be a great moment to do so, because I am planning to cover more stuff like this. If you are a metaverse explorer like me, please join my community here. I would love to see you again. Hit the like button to help spread the message. I see you guys in the next video, and bye bye.